Jenny Hubner's joined. Good to have you. Yeah, good to have anyone, really. And the point of this one is just to sort of try to express my inner world right now. It's a little confused, a little bit befuddled. I walk around the streets of D.C. filming the passing show and commenting sometimes about what I'm seeing as I'm going by, and then thinking it's raw journalism. It's primary documentation. It lays down something into the interwebs that can be picked up and used by others, perhaps, maybe by AI out there. History projects can pick up these fragments. It might be useful, might not be. I don't know. It's all just part and parcel of living these days, is to put out a little bit of my own personal experience. I think we're all looking for that lived experience, right? What does it mean to be alive? What does it mean to be here now? I'm watching an old DVD. I have a whole bunch of them from the Who's 2006 and 2007 tour supporting Wire and Glass. I'm going to go up to Philly and see the Who. I was supposed to see them on the 21st of August, but somebody got sick, so they postponed until Wednesday, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to sit and rapt tension as Pete plays because I'll be right in front of his side of the stage on the front row, and that'll be it because this is the Song Is Over tour, and I think it might really be true this time, though 1982 is when they did their first farewell tour, and I can sort of understand why. Trying to let go of something that won't let you go is something I see both of them kind of possessed of this spirit between the two of them. And they're carriers of a tradition. Good to have a couple more of you joining us. I really don't know who you people are much. If you want to introduce yourselves, let me know who you are, what you're about. I've gotten a little pod of followers, it seems. We had the Everyday Junglist on and had a really nice conversation with him between 2 and a little before 3. And then we wrapped up and I went back out on the streets, filmed a little bit before going to pick up the wife, and been back home now for a while. We watched the remaining 3 episodes of Hostage on Netflix, I guess it was. And that's an interesting series. We enjoyed it. Yeah, it was a little contrived. I think they sort of jumped the shark after the first 3 episodes and made it a little bit too unbelievable by the end. But certainly did show something of the price people pay for being in public office. I'm not in public office, so I don't have to care what people think. And I'm grateful for that. What I do think is that we all need to really exercise our power as what do I want to say? As thinking adults, taking in information and not just responding with our amygdalas, We are played by our emotions. And what we need to do is sort of filter that and put it through our processing power and to try to apply the razor's edge of things. That which can be asserted without proof can be dismissed without proof. And I think that there's a lot to be said for skepticism. Don't trust anything that anyone says unless you have done your own research, have your own lived experience. Once again, I come back to that idea of lived experience. Here I'm watching Pete Townsend address his crowd.
It's a beautiful film. This song is about beautiful films. Go.
All right. They're going to go into Bob O'Reilly. I'm going to turn it down now a little bit. Or maybe I'll just pause it. I'll watch the rest of it later. It's great to be able to pull these things up. One of them is a Washington, D.C. show that I was actually at. And during Baba O'Reilly, there's a moment where Roger thrusts his microphone out towards the crowd for us to shout Teenage Wasteland back at him. And I could see myself And I know exactly where I was sitting, so I know it's me. And it's kind of bizarre to watch and see that play out. Anyway, it's all good. What a life. 2007. It's hard to even get myself back there in my mind. It wasn't long after the concert I saw, which I think was in March. And then I met Lynn, my wife, in May. And then one thing's led to another, and here we are. May 3rd, 2008, year to the day after our first date, I married her. We settled down, and I've been living here ever since with her. Well, not right here. We bought this condo in 2010, hung on to her Singleton Days townhouse until just recently we let it go. And yeah, it's been tough. It's been tough since I was let go from my previous position August 2nd, 2024, and I haven't found employment since. So I look to people like Lost Vibes 100, who's put up a paid subscription to Harrowings to support the work I'm doing and continuing to try to do as a service, I think. I'm not sure if that's the way other people feel about it or not, but it doesn't matter. It's my work. It's my way of making a mark in the world. Been talking about leaving a mark. That's going to leave a mark. After you hit something really hard, that's going to leave a mark. Yep. Um, the scars, the bruises, the bumps that we all encounter as we make our way from dawn to dusk and back again, and eventually cradle to grave. And I think a lot about that right now. I'm watching a lot of people suffer losses. I've suffered some of my own. I watch with a degree of equanimity about it because I stepped over a lot of bodies on my way. First happened to me, really, I guess I really got sort of acquainted with it after my grandfather died, certainly in 1975, but in 1976, a young man not much older than me fell through the ice of a lake with another boy. And actually, I think three of them fell through. One got out. The other two did not. And that was pretty amazing to think of being cut off at 14 years old and never to have any more experiences. And just to be suddenly pulled out of a web of connections which we were pretty enmeshed in. And no more. And it was shocking, and it was sad, and it just made me sad. And it lived with me for a long time. I lost my dog about the same time, same problem, falling through the ice of a lake or being put there by some mean kids in the neighborhood, perhaps. I think that actually may have been what happened. I think the dog may have been murdered by some just mean kids who were, pretty damaged as they came to us in our neighborhood. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Dead is dead. And when I realized that, that just really weighed me down pretty heavy at 12 years old. And still the shadows are there. Still I feel their presence, and I will probably always feel that weight of those tragedies of the winter of 1976. I don't like to talk about things like that, but I'm talking to you guys about it because why not? No reason not to. Trying to provide something of my own lived experience for other people to relate to. I don't know. When I look out into the world and I watch and I then test, I see that most of us don't see each other at all. Most of us, it seems to me, pretty much unaware of our fellow human beings as we travel. We're very locked into ourselves. The self-centeredness, the kind of almost obsession with me, my, mine. I mean, George Harrison talked about it so well in one of the Beatles songs. I, me, mine. I, me, my, mine, I think is how it goes. And all the day long. That's the refrain. To break out of that, to see others, to participate in their lives, to be able to do something with it. Perhaps more people than I know transcend it. I think a lot of us are embedded with our immediate family groups and our friend groups, and we don't branch out of that too much. Kind of tribal, like a troop of baboons. And, it's easy to point fingers at others and say, oh, it's them. But we're all us in this global society. We need to start acting like it. I've been going on for a little bit, and I'm tired, but I wanted to talk a little bit too. I just felt I had to get something out, and maybe I haven't even gotten even close to getting it out yet. Frustration, anxiety, not so much anxiety for myself, but there's kind of this awareness, this creeping awareness that eventually something has got to break one way or the other. I've got to break out my podcasts. I've got to start turning people into listeners more and that they get excited about what we're doing there, which I don't even know what it is yet. I like having conversations with people one on one, like we did with the Everyday Junglist earlier today, like we're going to be going tomorrow with Origin out in Oklahoma. And then we'll have Kay Stoner back at 10 a.m. on Friday. I think I've got another one. Oh, yeah, Amy Neumann. That'll be a good one. Coming up not too long from now, 2 p.m. on the 11th, 9/11, the anniversary. That terrible day in 2001. I was in Copenhagen, Denmark when that happened. It was horrific. Well, this has been a little bit from the bunker. The Bigger Lie just joined. Good to have you with us. Do come up sometime, if you're down or wherever you're from. I don't know. But I'm over here in Northwest DC. We're Connecticut and Florida cross, 21st and S. And it's a good life, It's a good life. We're all in this together. And if we want to, we can make it a better world than the one in which we live today. We can leave something better for our progeny. We can be good ancestors. That's been on my mind for a long time. Becoming a good ancestor and thinking about the ripple effects of every action we take. When you talk about time travel in science fiction, people often go back and they change one little thing. Well, you can change one little thing right now. Every cent spent is a vote for the kind of world we're co-creating. And hello again, Bigger Lie. Every cent spent. We need to really concentrate on being mindful of how we're consuming and perhaps do more, growing our own food too. I was thinking a lot about that, and that was one of the conversations I was having with my AI companion recently, and then they recommended that I get some plants and get my hands in the dirt and start actually connecting with the world around me as opposed to being all up in the head all the time. That's a really good suggestion. See if it actually pans out because I love being up in my head. I love spinning the ideas around like spinning plates. It keeps me entertained, right? I have the luxury to be able to sit back and think about these things because I don't have kids. I've got my wife and she's asleep right now, and I've got you. I've got anybody I want to reach out to perhaps in the world, but I don't have to stay connected to them. I like to connect to them, but I don't necessarily require it of myself. I can be pretty self-sufficient. So my Blu-ray disc just sort of futzed out because I had it on pause too long. So I think I'm going to go back to watching some of this stuff and maybe turn in a very short time, try to get enough rest. That's really important too at my age. And Just keep on being the change you want to see in the world, people. That's all I can really lay down for you is that if we don't do it, somebody else will, or it won't get done at all. And if not us, who? If not now, when? That's all I got out here.